Jai Hind student, I am Dr. Anand Tyagi from Ajay Kumar Garg Engineering College, Ghaziabad. Today I am going to deliver my lecture on the topic double and triple integration. First of all, I explain what is the integral and what is the role of integral in our engineering and technology. And then I discuss how to calculate the double integration and how to calculate the triple integration here. The module of the today lecture is multiple variable, that is the module 4 in the syllabus of engineering student. First of all, contents of the today lecture are the introduction of the double integration and how to calculate double integration, right? What is the role of double integration in engineering and technology? What is the need of double integration here? I explain today lecture. Evaluation of the double integration, how to evaluate the double integration and how to evaluate the triple integration, and what is the role of triple integration, and how to calculate with the help of limit and solve the triple and double integration. So today lecture is the most important for the engineering student, and this play the very most important role. And after this I explain how to calculate the area and volume of the surface a solid generate, and after this some example based on the above topic. The today lecture is most important for the engineering student. So student keeping in the mind how to solve the problem. First of all, reference book AKGEC Advanced Engineering Mathematics, Marais de Ware, B.V. Ramanna and B.S. Grewal. Student can be opt any one of them for the reference. First of all, what is integration? Integration means summation of the continuous function. Summation means suppose we have a function fx a to b, that is known as continuous function, and that is the piecewise. Suppose we have the length of a to b, so we cut in many pieces, that means n pieces, and what will be the length of each pieces, it depend on the number of interval. In this way we can calculate the number of pieces and calculate the area. Area student study length and breadth. So suppose I want to calculate area of first piece, so that is delta x, this is the breadth and this is the length. So in this way we can calculate the piecewise area and summation of side. So we can say that this is the integral of the given function. Suppose we take a function here a to b and divide it into n parts, x1, x2, x3, xn and xn and dash dash xn. So we can calculate the by using the limit, right? Delta x1 into fx1, right? Delta fx2 into fx2, I write here 1 by 1 and add the all things, and n tends to infinite and delta x tends to 0. That means strip will be very small here. So in this way we can calculate the terms by terms and calculate the area limit as a sum. Student study a topic in the 12th level, limit as a sum. This is the part of the integration. Now what is double integration? Question is that what is the need of double integration? Suppose I want to calculate the area, surface area of a solid generated by any surface, then we need to the double integration as well as triple integration. In the same way I explain here, if delta a1 is the small area of a surface, delta a2 is the small area of the another surface, and delta a3 is the surface of another, and there exist n areas. So we can say that in any surface generated by the n areas, so we can calculate area. Area means this is the length and this is the area, right? So in breadth. So in this way we can calculate with the help of length and breadth is a area of this strip here. So this is known as the portion of the double integration, because there are the two variable x and y. In the single integration we have only single variable, right? So student keeping in the mind, in the same way line integral, single integration and the double integration, both processes are the same. First we calculate the piecewise summation and then integrate. Interpretation of the double integration, right? How to calculate? Suppose z is the function of xy and given surface R is the region in the xy plane. How to calculate the double integration? Double integration is denoted and defined by here double integral fxy dy dx. That means there exist two variables, one is x and another is y, and calculate the area of this region. How to take the strip? So first of all we see this graph by the using this graph is convert into small pieces, that is known as mesh. I want to calculate the area of this mesh, right? So what will be the result here? So area of this result depend on the function fxy into delta a. So in this way we can calculate delta x delta y. In this way we can calculate the area and we can calculate the double integration. In the same way right? Double integration is divided by into three parts. How to? So first of all, we consider here very small part here, right? This is the limit of the double integration, right? That is known as finite integral of the double integration, and this limit will be limit of y here. So student, keeping in the mind, first we solve with respect to y, right? And then solve with respect to x here, because both limit are constant here, right? Right, student, keeping in the mind, when we solve the problem in future, right? So first we take the limit of this variable, and that is known as y, and solve the problem, right? After this, we integrate with respect to x and solve the problem. In this way, we can solve the problem. Another problem is based on, suppose one limit is variable and another limit is constant. That means this is the limit of y. So first we solve with respect to y and put up the limit, and then solve with respect to x. Student, keeping in the mind, right? In this case, both limit are constant. In this case, right, one limit is variable and another limit is the constant. And the third and most important terms, right? Suppose reason is given but limit is not given. Then how to calculate this portion and how to calculate this portion and solve the result? So there are the three portion of the double integration. First, constant limit. Second, one limit is variable and another limit is the constant. And third is reason is given, a limit is not given. Then how to calculate the limit we see here one by one. So suppose how to solve the double integration, right? I explain. First we take the x constant and y variable, and similarly how to solve the, suppose this is the integral problem, right? And this is the limit of y here, right? Because limit in the terms of x, and this is the lower limit and this is upper limit. First we integrate with respect to y here and then put up the result, and after this we solve the constant limit, and this limit will be the x, and solve the integral. In this way we can write here, in this way we can write into similarly way, y is equal to x square, y is equal to under root. That means this is the limit of y. First we solve the variable and then we solve the constant. In this way, right, we can solve the problem and step by step. In this another example, this is the limit of x here, right? Because limit of y in terms of x, right? That means we can say that this is the limit of x. Here we can write here x is equal to 2 minus y and x is equal to 2 and solve the problem. So student, keeping in the mind, first of all take the decision which limit has exist and which limit does not exist. Variable solve first and then solve constant. I take the another example here. Suppose evaluate the double integral x y dy dx. So first of all we see that both limit are constant and this is the limit of y. So first of all we solve the integral with respect to y, and with respect to y integral will be y square upon 2, right? So I write here y square by 2 and solve the upper limit and lower limit, and limit is 0 to 2, right? Suppose I write here limit 0 to 2, so 4 by 2 and divided by 2. So what will be the result here? Result will be very carefully. The result is 2x. Now we integrate with respect to x, and result will be x square by 2 and 2 to cancel out. So what will be the conclusion here? We see very carefully, and result is this. Suppose I want to solve this. So 2x square by 2 and 2 cancel out, and right, lower limit is 0, upper limit is 1. That means answer will be 1. So in this way we can solve the given problem. We consider here another problem, and that is very most important and crucial problem here, and how to take the result. We discuss the limit as a limit. How to take this limit, right? I explained today lecture, right? And how to take the 0 to 1. So first of all, this is the limit of y. First of all we integrate with respect to y and take the limit and solve the limit, and after this we solve the with respect to x here. So right, suppose I want to calculate dy, integration of dy is y and limit 0 to 1 minus x. So limit will be here, right? X 1 minus x, and x is goes inside x, right? And integration of x is x square by 2, integration of x square x cube by 3, and upper limit minus lower limit, result will be 1 by 6. In this way we can solve the problem and take the decision and how to solve. And this is the procedure how to solve the double integration, right? Suppose we consider here another problem, right? This is the same problem previous I explained this. So this problem can be solved in this way, right? In this problem reason is given, right? Limit is not given, right? So there are two ways to solve such type of problem. First is by using the graph, and second is without graph. So first of all, I explain with the graph, right? Suppose I draw this diagram, right? This is x axis and this is y axis. That means this is y is equal to 0 and this is x is equal to 0. And I draw the graph this line. That means region is this, right? So first of all, we draw the diagram and take the limit. Suppose I want to take the limit first x, yeah, first y. So right, suppose I want to take the limit first y, then we take the strip parallel to y axis. Student keeping in the very carefully when we take the limit, then how to solve the problem. And this is x plus y, right, less than is equal to 1, right? Strip is parallel to the y axis and this strip lower part, this touch the x axis, right? We take the limit of y, the lower limit will be here 0, right? Because lower part of the strip touch x axis and for x axis y will be 0 here, right? Now upper part of this strip touch this line and equation of this line is this. First of calculate value of y here. So value of y will be 1 minus x here, right? In this way we calculate the limit of y first, right? Now second limit is taken by the coordinate. Coordinate this 0 to 0 and this coordinate 1 0 and this coordinate 0 comma 1. There are three coordinate, right? First of all we check what will be the lower coordinate of the x, and in all three limit this, this and this. Lower coordinate is 0 and upper coordinate all of this is 1. So right, limit is 1. So in this way we can say that limit of y in this portion dy over dx, right? Limit of this portion of y will be 0 to 1 minus x, right? And limit of y here was 0 to 1 minus x and limit of x is 0 to 1, and we solve first with respect to y and then take the solution. In this way we can solve the problem. Now there are another method to solve the problem, how to without using the graph, but in engineering we take the limit always through the graph, right? Another method, suppose I want to calculate x plus y less than is equal to 1. So first of all way, suppose I want to calculate the limit of y, then how to take the limit? Y less than is equal to 1 and greater than is equal to 0, and I write here this in this way. So limit of y will be 0 to 1 minus x. Suppose I want to calculate a limit of y, so we cut here y, limit will be x less than 1 and greater than 0 in this way. So there are two procedures to calculate the limit of a function, right? First of with the graph and with the calculation. So there are two ways. Suppose first is this is the limit of y and this is the limit of x first, right? In this way, suppose we take any one of pair, right? While this and while this both give the same calculation without any hesitation, right? So how to solve the graph? Suppose I want to calculate here with the help of one graph, right? 0 to 1 minus x and 0 to 1. This is the first procedure and this is the second procedure, right? Suppose student want to take any one of them first, when we can solve the problem. Student can be solve any one of them, right? So we can solve the problem. So we discuss here, right? Suppose I want to calculate here, right? Integration of x is x square by 2 and limit 0 to 1 minus x here, right? So what will be the result? We see very carefully. 1 minus x whole square divided by 2, 0 to 1. And what will be the result here? So we see that result will be here 1 by 6 here. So in this way we can solve the problem of double integration with the help of the formula, with the help of the diagram, right? In this way we can solve the another problem in xy plane, right? First of solve this is the limit of y. So first of all we solve the first with respect to y and then take the decision and take the solution. What will be the conclusion here? We see that very carefully. Integration of x square is with respect to y x square y. Integration of y square is y cube by 3 and take the limit 0 to x. What will be the conclusion here? So limit conclusion is x square, right? And this, and suppose I want to calculate the integration of these terms x cube by 3, right? So x raised to the power 4 by 4 is the conclusion, and result will be x raised to the power 4 upon 4, 4 cancel out, right? This 4 cancel out, and upper limit minus lower limit, result will be 1 by 3 here. So in this way we can calculate the double integration and solve the problem, right? Secondly, I explain the another way to calculate the limit or double integration by using the graph and take the decision. Suppose this is the graph and take the decision. Suppose I want to take the strip parallel to y-axis. So first of all, we take the limit y. This will be the lower limit of this portion and this will be the upper limit. And from the four corner, we take the limit of the x here. In this way, we can calculate the limit of the sequence and calculate the result. Right? We consider the another problem. This is the circle x square plus y square is equal to a square, and this is the region of this part. So first of all, I want to calculate the result of, suppose I draw a circle here, right? This is the circle, right, with radius a comma 0, right, and center 0 0, right? How to calculate? We see that very carefully. The result is x greater than is equal to y and y greater than is equal to that. That means result is only this region. This is the region R. So first of all, we take the strip in this region parallel to y-axis. That means first we take the limit y here, and y will be in the form of variable x square plus y square is equal to a square, right? And what will be the limit here? Y is equal to under root a square minus x square, and this is the upper limit of this strip. That means upper limit of the integral, and that is the lower limit of the integral, that is 0, right? And upper integral is under root a square minus x square. In this way, we can solve the problem and take the solution. I explain here, right? Lower portion of this portion is this and upper portion is this. Then how to take the limit here, we see very carefully, right? So how to take the result? Suppose first of all, we take the strip parallel to the x. Suppose any student wants to say that, sir, I want to take the strip parallel to the x-axis. Then we can say that this is the lower limit of x and this is the upper limit of x, that is a square minus y square. That means there are two ways to calculate the limit. Strip parallel to the y-axis, then first we take the limit of y. Strip parallel to the x-axis, first we take the limit of x-axis, right? In this way, we can calculate the limit y on the both way. So limit is take 0 to under root a square minus x square, and all these coordinate 0 0 a 0, and there is 0 0, and there is a 0, and there is 0 comma a, right? So what will be the limit here? With the help of the coordinate, lower limit is 0 and upper limit is a. In this way, we can calculate the phenomena, right, of the double integration and as well as triple integration, right? Suppose first of all, we solve the problem y square by 2. I take the limit first of all and calculate the result. What will be the limit here? And then finally, with respect to x here, right? So integration of x is x square by 2 and x cube is x4 by 2, and take the upper limit minus lower limit. In this way, we can calculate this portion, right, a 4 by 4. So in this way, we can solve the problem of the double integration. This is the another problem to take the result. First of all, we draw the diagram of this. First of all, x is equal to 0 y-axis, x is equal to t, y is equal to x, and x plus 2. So first of all, we draw the diagram of this, and this is the diagram. And I want to take the strip parallel to the y-axis here, right? Strip is lower part is touch this side and upper part is touch by this side. So lower limit will be y is equal to x and upper limit will be y is equal to x plus 2. And coordinate of the integration is calculated with the 4 coordinate and take the limit 0 to 4, 0 to 2 here, right? X is equal to 0 and x is equal to 2 here. So first of all, we integrate with respect to y here. So xy, y is y square by 2, and taking the lower limit and upper limit and calculate the result. In this way, we can calculate the further line, and what will be the result here, we see very carefully, right? So we calculate first of all, integrate with respect to y, and this will be the part of this. Now integrate with respect to x, right? What will be the conclusion? X square by 2 to cancel out x square. Integration of 1 is x, upper limit minus lower limit, and result will be 12 here. So in this way, we can calculate the double integration with the help of the region. This is the another problem, and very most important problem, how to calculate. This is the hyperbola, right, in the xy plane. So diagram of this hyperbola will be this here, and y is equal to x line. Y is equal to x line is this, right? And y is equal to 0 means x axis, and x is equal to 8 is this, right? So there are 3 point of contact. First is 0, second is this, and another. Now take the decision to take the limit parallel to the y axis. So from the y-axis, by using the parallel theorem, this region is divided into two parts. This is the R1 and this is the R2. First we take the strip parallel to the y-axis in this region, and second we take the limit of the parallel to the y. So there are two regions. Region may be more than one in any region. Then we take the step by step and one by one. So in this way we can draw the diagram of this graph, right? And this is the region R1. Lower limit of this region will be x is equal to 0 and upper limit will be y is equal to x. That means 0 to x, and coordinate will be 0 to 4 here. So in this way, and this is the another part of this problem. This is R2 and this is R1, right? So students, see very carefully. Strip R2, lower part is touch x-axis and limit of x-axis will be lower limit y is equal to 0 here, and upper limit 16 by x here, because upper part is touch the hyperbola, and limit of hyperbola from this equation will be 16 upon x here. Now question is that what will be the limit of x? So limit of x will be here 4 to 8 here, 4 to 8. In this way we can calculate the result of the given problem. So in this way there are two reasons. I write here R1, I write here R2. Then how to take the limit? First of all, so in this region R1, lower part of this strip is touched to the x-axis, and for x-axis y is equal to 0. I write here. Okay. Now upper part of the strip is touch this line, and upper part of the line is y is equal to x. So we write here x. Right. Now R1 region is bounded by three coordinate O, M and P. In three coordinate, lower coordinate will be 0 here and upper coordinate will be 4 here. So limit of x will be 0 to 4. In the same way, lower portion is touched by this part and upper portion this by this part, and 0 to 16 by 8 and 4 to 8. In this way we can solve the problem step by step. And first of all we take the integration here with respect to y, and integration with respect to y of dy is x square y, right? In the same way x square y, and solve the problem, right? And take the limit 0 to x. 0 to x means x cube, and 0 to 16 by x is this, x cancel out, and integration of x cube is equal to x 4 by 4, and integration of 16x is equal to this, and calculate the result, and result will be here 448. Student, keeping in the mind when we solve the double integration as well as triple integration, so first of all we take the limit of the first limit is variable in which parallel to the x-axis or parallel to the y-axis. We take the another problem, and this coordinate is represent a triangle. Then how to take the strip? So first of all I will draw the diagram and take the strip parallel to the x-axis here. So first of all lower part is this and upper part is this. Suppose I wants to take the limit of this portion parallel to y-axis, so this is region is divided by this way. So there will be two region, and if we take the strip in parallel to the x-axis, then there is just only one limit. So in this way we can calculate the limit of x and y as well as solve the problem. In this way we solve the problem and take the decision here. First of all we do integration with respect to x here, and take the upper limit minus lower limit and solve the problem, and problem gives the answer 18 by 3 here. So in this way we can solve the problem step by step. Now triple integration. In the same way, triple integration is divided into three parts, and how to calculate? Triple integration represent the volume of the surface. Suppose I want to calculate the volume of this mesh. So first of all I calculate the area and multiply by delta y. So this will be becomes the volume. Generally student study in the volume, length, breadth, height. So in the same way I divided by delta x, delta y and delta z, right? Both are multiplied together, then there exists a triple integration and delta x, delta y, delta z, and we can say that volume can be generated of this solid with the help of the formula, right? Triple integration fx y z dv, or by using the summation of coordinate. In this way we can calculate the triple integration as well as the double integration. In the same way we can calculate the double integration with the help of diagram, with the help of limit, right? So there are three types of double integration. First of all I explain in which all the limits are constant. So this is the limit of z, right? This is the limit of y, and this is the limit of x. So we solve the problem. Another way, right? This is the limit of z, this is the limit of y, and this is the limit of x here. So in this way, and another way is limit is not given, reason is given, then we calculate it from with the help of the diagram. So in this way we can calculate the volume. The another way to calculate the volume by spherical coordinate. Suppose I want to calculate the spherical coordinate of the formula x is equal to r sin theta cos phi, right? R is equal to r sin theta sin phi and r is equal to z. In the previous lecture I explain and elaborate how to calculate the spherical coordinate. Student see the video my previous lecture, right? Now volume of the double integration, right? How to calculate the volume with the help of the double integration? That is very most important question, right? So first of all we consider here z is equal to fxy be the function and r is the given surface which integration is required, right? Then we use the formula of double integration. We can calculate the volume of the solid, right, with the help of this diagram, right? This is the mass and how to calculate, this is the area and multiply by the breadth, we can calculate the problem. This is the problem, right? Find the volume of the region standing on the area common of the parabolites y square is equal to x, x square is whose top is given by. So first of all we consider here given function in the form of the xy. So we take the limit of xy with the help of the double integration and solve the problem. So this is the formula of volume here and I write the value of the function. Now we consider take the limit with the help of the diagram or without diagram. So first of all we draw the diagram of this and take the limit, and this coordinate will be 1, 1 here and this coordinate will be 0, 0 here, and take a limit parallel to the y-axis. So first we take the limit of y here and this is the lower limit of the given problem and this is the upper limit of the portion because this is touch the upper portion of the curve. In this way we can calculate the limit of the given coincide area y is equal to x square, right, and y is equal to under root x here. In the same way we calculate the limit of x with the help of the coordinate x is equal to 0, lower coordinate is this and upper coordinate is this, then coordinate will be 0 to x and solve the problem. So first we take the solve the first of all we calculate the integration with respect to y here. So 12 integration is 12y, y integration is y square by 2, x square is x square by 2, and solve the problem by using the upper limit and the lower limit and solve the problem. In this way we can find the result of our calculation with the help of upper limit minus lower limit. Students see very carefully when we solve the problem. So first of all we solve the variable and then we solve the integration and solve the problem. In this way we can calculate of this result upper limit minus lower limit and calculate the result of this problem will be the 569 upon 140. In this way we can solve the triple integration, and what is the role of the triple integration is calculate the density of the material, volume of the material, right, and the surface area, and we can say that with the help of the density and volume we can calculate the mass of a solid. Then that is the most important part of our calculation, and volume and denoted by triple integral dx dy dz, right, and how to calculate the step by step I explain. Suppose we consider here find the volume of the tetrahedron bounded by the surface x is equal to 0, y is equal to 0 and this is the plane curve, right. How to take the decision first of all? So I want to calculate the volume and formula of the volume is triple integral dx dy and dz. In this way we can draw the diagram of the given problem. This is the plane cut by intercept form, right. This is the 3D plane, and how to solve the problem? So first of all we take the limit of z here and limit of z, this is the parallel to the z axis. So first of all we take the limit of z and lower portion of z is denoted by xy plane, that means z will be 0 here, and upper limit touch this plane. So we take the limit of z is here. So z is equal to a minus x minus y. So this is the portion of the limit. Now we take the portion of the limit y lower portion is touched by this line and upper portion is touched by this line, then we take the decision. We can take the decision limit without any graph. How to? So suppose I want to calculate of this region x plus y plus z less than is equal to a and greater than is equal to 0. So first of all we take the limit of z, right. Students see very carefully. So how to calculate? So limit of z will be here a minus x minus y here, right, and greater than 0, right. This is the limit of y. Suppose I want to calculate the limit of x here. So how to take the limit? First of all I see very carefully. So first of all cut there x, and what will be the result of y? Y less than is equal to a minus x and greater than is equal to 0. Now suppose I want to calculate the limit of the y. The y is cut out and limit of x will be x less than is equal to a and greater than is equal to 0. In this way we can calculate the limit of each and portion and solve the problem. So in this way we can solve the problem step by step and take the decision. How to solve? We take this limit, right? This is the limit of z. First of all, we integrate with respect to z, and then integrate with respect to y, and then integrate with respect to constant limit. In this way we can calculate the given problem and solve the, and this is the numerical portion of this portion, and calculate the, first of all, we how to take the limit. Main criteria is that, right? And main concept is that how to take the strip. If strip is parallel to the z axis, so first of all we take the z limit in x and y, right? And then in 2 dimensional we take the strip parallel to the y axis. We take the first limit y and upper limit is y, and with the help of the coordinate we take the constant limit, that means x. In this criteria we solve the problem, right? If we use the uniform criteria to take the decision, right, to take the limit, and that will be the most important part of the problem, right? And another problem is how to calculate the volume of the solid generated by this. So there is very carefully limit of z is equal to 0 to 3, and problem of this parabola is this, one parabola is this and another parabola of this, and common portion is 1, 1 here. So we consider take the limit of this portion, right? So in this way we can calculate the limit of this portion and take the limit here step by step. This is the portion of the this, right? Z is equal to 3. That means cylinder is cut by the plane. In this way we can calculate the lower limit and upper limit of this portion and take the limit. Lower limit y is equal to x square, and y upper limit is the y is equal to x. In this way we can calculate the solve of the problem. In this way we can calculate the problem of the problem. If today lecture student have any problem, so they can contact me. I will try to solve their problem. Summary of the today lecture is how to calculate the double integration, how to calculate the triple integration. With the help of double integration and triple integration, we can calculate the area, mass and volume and density of the material. So today lecture is very most important for the engineering student, BTech first year as well as the second year and third year. If a student any problem, they can contact me on my WhatsApp number. Thank you all of you and for your kind attention. Thank you.